everyone. This is John Cronin with Slot Guru Products. Today we're going to detail and add some decals to one of our new cars that's going up for sale here tonight. I'm going to go through the process of striping the windows with a detail pen, cutting out some Paydos decals and laying them on there. So here and can show you. This is a car that's going to be getting the works done to it. This is our GC1. It stands for Game Changer. This is the first HO body to be designed and modeled on a computer. 3D printed mold and then vacuum formed for just complete symmetry. Side to side, front to back. This is a GC1. These are ProTrack billet aluminum wheels, front and rear. I believe these are the Evo style. It's a Slot Guru Products 3D printed rear wing. It's a two-piece wing, glues to the chassis, top glues to the bottom. Super rigid. Haven't had any complaints yet of them breaking. We also sell those separately so that you can have fun making any car you want look pretty cool. You can kind of see there the print resolution lines and the body still. As printing gets better, those will go away, but right now a lot of people say they really like them. I for one will be happy when they go away because I like a nice smooth body. But let's flip the camera around here and we can start with some detail pen on this guy. Oh, that around. And we'll try to balance this right there. All right. So first I always start with the front window. I'm going to try to do this in the dark, so bear with me. Let's see here. Always start up top. Kind of try to go over it 2 times. Really get a nice line going. Cool thing about this pen is if you mess up, just get some rubbing alcohol on a paper towel and you just wipe it off and try it again. Kind of fix that corner right there. All right, boy, this is really hard to do at this angle. There we go. Okay, you can see on the bottom how it kind of went wonky, so we'll just even that up down there. All right. So that gives us some detail around the front window. The sides, I'll have to rotate this like this. And see if we can pull this off. Some nights I have shaky hands and I just have to put it down. I can't do it. Tonight's a pretty good night though. Not shaking too bad. All right, there's that one. And then the back. Okay, you can kind of see that. Go over to this other side. Sorry, it's focusing on my finger there. There we go. Closer you get to the roof line, you have to start drawing on angles, and that's where you start to skew. There we go. Okay, so you can see window lines there. And then we're going to add some accent dots here. We'll hit those with the silver pen. This car will be available tonight, and I have a few sets of these rims left. We're going to add a couple of little door handles here. Now normally I like to stripe the door lines in the car, but I've had a few people ask me to do it without them, so what do you think? Do you like the door lines in the car, or do you not like the door lines? Let me know down below. I personally like them, but it kind of depends on the livery on the car. This will be a little like roof scoop right there. That looks really nice. All right, so that's it for the black pen. Now we're going to use one of these silver Sharpie, metallic silver, and we're going to hit just the inside of these dots. There we go. I'm going to dot that one, and then we're going to dot right on that door handle, just like that. Sometimes I add a little window wiper, but this window is really small, so I'm not going to do it on this one. So next we're going to add some decals to it. We're going to put some Loctite decals, number 41 on there. So first we're going to start with the front. We're going to put this one, yeah, let's put it right there. That looks pretty straight. I like how that looks. Get that in there. And then we want to run this down, make sure that it's very nice. A trick to making a nice car with peel and stick decals, which is what these are called, it all comes down to how you cut out the sticker. If you want to start with a nice crisp fresh blade, because if you hog those things out with a dull blade, the body's going to look like trash. And you can see I try to cut as close to the color as possible, but more importantly, cutting it consistently where you have sort of an even clear border around the whole decal there. It really makes a difference in the look of the car. If you have any shreds or anything, you need to take care of that with your knife. And it just takes a couple seconds to make it the difference. You can see this decal cut real crisp. Doesn't matter if you cut it right on the white or not, because we're got a clear border. Still looks really good. And then placement's everything too. It doesn't really matter where you put it. If you put it on something with a straight edge, you want to make sure that thing's as close to parallel with that edge as possible to make it look as good as possible. And then just run those down, and these Paytos decals stick really nice. So that's our front. And then we're a little bit empty in here, so I'll probably come in and we'll add something in there, because it's just too much real estate to leave. So now we're going to go to the side of the car. You can see there, this Loctite. You can kind of see above that T, there's a little bit of white there from the letter before, so we're going to take care of that with the scissors. So right there, I'm gonna just cut that so that you can't see that little bit of white there, and it disappears. There we go. See, that's gone now. So now that won't affect the quality of the car, having weird little white blemishes on it. All right, so now we can stick this on the car. So this thing's got pretty nice looking numbers. I'll probably put the number to the rear. Let's see. Yeah, because of the other number on the other side, I don't want to stack the numbers up there. So we're going to put the number to the rear and we're going to put the lettering to the front. And then I think to avoid that body pin, we're going to put the lettering right above the body pin there, and that's going to give us really good flat adhesion. And then we run that in really nice. These scale engineering, or they might be scale engineering. They're either scale engineering or quicker, but they're very, very low profile head on these. I think they're like 10,000ths of a head, but these stickers, notice if you plop the decal right on top of these stickers, it's going to bubble and it's not going to look very good. So I either try to avoid them, or I decal the body before I put the pins in, and I stab the pin right through the decal so that it's nice and flat. So there's that. Now I'm going to grab another number, and unfortunately for the number, we're going to have to put it over the pin. But these pins are so thin compared to some of the other brass pins that the bubble is not nearly as bad as the brass pins are. Another thing too, with when you put the number on, if it's a square placard, I try to keep an even border on the bottom and the side, whichever front or rear of the wheel well, and it gives you a really nice even look there. Okay, so we're gonna just do the other side to match. You can see the car starting to take shape now. Really good looking GTP car. Very simple design, but because it's so perfect, because it was drawn on the computer, it just looks great from every angle. You can see on this Loctite decal, I got a little bit of white on the top of it, so we're just gonna clean that up with the scissors. You don't want to touch the decals with your fingers either, because you get oil on them and it affects the stick, just like a piece of packing tape would. Okay, so this one, we're going to throw this right down on that top line of the car. You can kind of see now why I didn't put the number up front. If the number was there, looking at the car from the side, it would have been too close to the front number. So we want to get it back here away from that number to give it really good, consistent look. So that's not stuck down yet. Now we're just going to run the sides in. So the future of these bodies, ideally I'm going to have a little exhaust pipe here 3D printed that's going to glue to the body, and that's going to be a new feature on these cars for this year. And some sort of air intake, whether it be here where it actually is molded into the body and you cut the body and glue the stack in there, or here on the doors, some sort of actual functional aero is what it will be. Just like this rear wing's chassis mounted, if there is any aerodynamics acting on the car, the chassis is experiencing it now. Instead of the body pushing down on the back of the car as it drives around the track, the wings pushing down on the chassis. So if there is any sort of aero happening when the car is driving, even though these things have magnets, it's pushing on the car now, just like a real race car does, not on the body like a toy. Okay, so that's got the stickers on there. So we got a couple of more on here. We got the flag. I think this is a Jolly Roger flag. We're gonna throw that on here right there. That's just it's gonna slice up the orange just a little bit, not a whole lot, because I like the orange on this car. and I know a lot of other people do too. Anything square, you want to make that thing nice and parallel on the car. All right, let's see what other decals we want to put on this thing. All right, so I didn't see any other decals that would add to the value of this car. So instead of overloading the car with a bunch of decals, I'd rather just leave it simple and end up with what we have in front of us, which is just one of my favorite types of cars. It's just a basic single stage color with a lot of good looks. You got white decals on top of a fluorescent orange paint job. You're gonna see this car on black track, white track, gray track, doesn't matter. You're gonna see it in the corners. It's got these awesome, just awesome Pro Track rims, billet aluminum. Can't imagine how hard those are to machine. If you look at the little divots in the wheel to simulate beadlock or something, just super micro cutters to do that in the CNC. You can see our window trim done by hand on the camera. Not used to doing that. Our CNC, or actually not CNC, that's our 3D printed rear wing assembly. This is a Viper Scale Racing V1 platform. Only the best. These are slot cars that don't suck. These things run and run. We have tons of examples of these as demo cars running for months without even changing the pickup shoes. They just, they'll wear a hole in them and they just keep going. The only thing that'll stop these is a big wad of hair in the rear axle that occasionally you have to pull out with tweezers, but they just go, man. But that's it for this car. This car will be available for purchase right after this video posts. If you don't see it available, send me a message and I can get you some information on them. Try to stay tuned for anything exciting coming up. I got new bodies coming out, new wing styles. We'll have new cars with different wheels, different paint schemes, different decals. I know a lot of guys enjoy buying these, so I figured a lot more people would enjoy watching them get detailed. So this was John from Slot Guru Products. Thanks for watching.